Turn that racket off. It's terrible. I was gonna come out and say a speech. I mean, what do you say after that, right? But I'll make an attempt. They smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. The backstabbers. For the love of money, people will steal from their mother. For the love of money, people will rob their own brother. People all over the world join hands, start a love train. There's always been a message in music, and few musical messengers have ever delivered the word as powerfully and as soulfully as tonight's honorees. I'm here tonight because anyone who has ever written, produced, or performed something soulful stands in the shadows of true giants like these monumental stars of the Philadelphia international sound. I'm talking about, that's right, I'm talking about some remarkable men who took the whole world on that love train and are still obviously working with all the right moves. I'm talking about the one, the only, the OJs. All right, let's go back in time a little bit. The OJ story begins back in the 50s, which was just a couple of years before I was born. Sorry, that's typo. That's not in Philadelphia, but closer to the home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. The great Eddie Levert and Walter Williams have been pals since they were 6 years old. These two friends blended their amazing voices on everything from gospel to doo-wop. Eventually, they met up with other singers like the late great William Powell, Bobby Massey, and Bill Iles. Now early on, this young vocal group was known as the Triumphs, but truthfully, their triumph took a little while to come. Eventually, they renamed themselves after Eddie OJ, a Cleveland DJ who was one of the first to believe in them, and so the OJs were born. The OJs would record for a few different labels in the 60s, but their love train really got rolling in 1968 when they were playing the most hallowed hall in soul history, a little place down the street called Harlem's Apollo Theater. Two young, gifted songwriters and producers by the names of Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff just happened to be in the crowd that night. Just happened to be in the crowd that night. And that was the beginning of a beautiful partnership that produced some of the most exciting and enduring soul music ever made. The OJs racked up nearly 30 hits during the 70s, along with songs like Backstabbers, 992 Arguments, Love Train, For the Love of Money, I Love Music, the list goes on. And one of the greatest intentional misspellings of all time, Used to Be My Girl. But the OJ's real triumph was measured not just in platinum and gold, but in the way the music made you think, made you feel, made you dance, and even made you make love all at the same time. Working with Gamble and Huff and an outstanding group of associates like Tom Bell, Bobby Martin, and Joseph Tarsia, the OJs made stunning music that mattered. And even when they lost their friend, William Powell, in 1978, Eddie and Walter were joined by Sammy Strain and kept the music and the message alive. To this day, OJs still spread their message around the world as some of the greatest ambassadors soul music has ever had. Through it all, they continue recording new songs and making new musical statements. The OJ's influence can be heard not just in the music of the next generation, like Eddie's sons Levert, but it can also be heard any time that a group of guys, black, white, young, or old, blend their voices together into something much bigger than themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, as we induct this legendary group into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, we are honored to smile in their face, and we all know damn well nobody will ever take their place. Get your butts out of your seats. One more time for the OJs.